It's not live. This is me saved. I keep these mentorships on my computer.
Okay,
So tell me a little bit about yourself, Miss Brianna. Brianna.
Brianna.
Brianna. I have a cousin named Brianna, but I want to make sure I say it correct. And what
Okay.
brought you here?
Um, well, I've been contemplating on going back and forth about it for a while.
Hmm.
I know I wanted to do something, but I wasn't sure what. I was contemplating all these different business ideas, but it was like cleaning just kept coming back.
Okay. So let me ask you this. You're 20 years old.
Yes.
All right. When did you graduate?
2024.
I just, I keep news. I like to know. And you want to go into entrepreneurship.
Yes.
All right. So I'm just asking questions just because I just like to know. What made you think about entrepreneurship versus college or trade school or going to, work or what's your thought process?
Well, I'm in college
Okay.
for business management, but um I, I really don't know.
Now
It's just
think about
something.
it. Where you go to school?
FSCJ.
Okay. Let me tell you something. I went to FSCJ too. It was FCCJ back then. And I have a AA in business. And I advise go to college while you're young, do it. You know what I mean? But I promise you, nothing, nothing prepared me for this. They, all of them classes, they could have just threw them in the garbage. I could have saved my money, but no, that's a joke. But no, go because it actually does give you a base and it gives you a background and it gives you discipline because you have to, do the assignments and things like that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so I would say go ahead on and and do it. It is good to go to college. It's just I'm letting you know in the long run, the business management degree, it does prepare you to work for a company, which is good
Okay.
because you do need that under your belt just in case stuff go left or you do a lot of times what I found is my work experience more so prepared me for this than my college experience, than the college courses. But the college courses got me the work experience. The work experience got me here. You get what I'm saying? So they
Yes.
all roll together. They're just in cycles. So I would advise go ahead on, go to college. You know what I mean? And hey, if you want to make the best out of it and have fun at the same time, I went to FSCJ. I truly wish because I had my daughters. So I had a baby in 12th grade. So I had a daughter in don't laugh in March of 92 and we graduated May 29th of 92. But had I known then what I know now, instead of going to FSCJ, because I thought maybe save money, this, I would have did like a lot of my friends that had kids and those that didn't. And I probably would have got the full experience and went to EWU. Now it's EWU.
Yeah,
Just
EW.
because, I'm getting a business degree and that's preparing me to work. But a lot of stuff I missed out on that I could have actually had. This is 51 looking back at 20 and 21. So
Okay.
if that's something you're thinking about, if you do you have any kids?
No.
Okay. If that's something you like college, you want to go to college, you want to get the education, think about that. Because one thing about it is these years they don't come back. And then me personally, I wish that I would have said, hey, you know what? I'm going to school. Let me go over here and get more out of it than just my classes. Get this whole experience thing, and the fact that you live in the same city, or if you went to FAM or BCU or somewhere, it's something looking back on it. Because I was like, I need to get this done so I can get me a job, so I can do what I had to do. And then I look back at some of my friends and we did the exact same thing. And they went to like EW and I went to FSCJ. And I was like, I probably could have just went on and had the experience. I was already taking the classes, but that's just me talking. 'Cause it just it doesn't come back. You know what I mean? Even if you go
Mhm.
part-time. But that's just something that I would advise you to think about because once you get out here in this world, it's no going back. It's no getting those days back. It's no getting those years back. It's no getting your youth back and rushing into the workforce. What was I mean, I could have just worked part because I was a bank teller on Dunn Avenue. It was called First Union then, now it's Wells Fargo. So I worked part-time and went to FSCJ, FCCJ. I could have did the same thing and with the EWU. Or if I would have known then what I know now and know how to talk to people, I could have been cleaning up dorm rooms or cleaning up some people's houses instead of the bank teller and going to school at the same time. And then the thing about cleaning is you get your money and you make your money. What you make is what you get, and you don't have to wait on it. You get it right then. You clean it today, you get your money today. This is just me looking back at 50 on 50 at 51, looking back on 21. Just thoughts. And especially you don't have any kids. It might be something you might find that you enjoy, especially if you're going for business. I mean, business is business, is business, is business, so it don't really matter. But that's just me speaking to you as if I was back then and I had the experience now that I had then. But
Okay.
all right, just thoughts. So you're thinking about cleaning.
Yes.
Okay. One thing that you could do that I would advise if you're thinking about cleaning, tell people. You see my Facebook name,
Yes.
Kitty's Custom Cleaning.
Yes.
The reason I named it that is because I love Nikita Watley. But when somebody's talking about cleaning or they're mentioning cleaning in conversations, I don't need them to have that second thought. Oh, Nikita Watley, I think she owns a cleaning company. You know I own a cleaning company because my Facebook name, my Instagram, my TikTok. I mean, most time I wear my shirts, but this shirt right here matches. Oh, you can't see. This matches my logo on the back for Rising CEO Academy. No second guessing. So sometimes that's money that sometimes you passing up because nobody just does. They don't know. And then when you're cleaning, set up a tripod. And even let's just say you don't have a client, not one client, but you live in a house and you have a refrigerator. You live in a house, you have a bathroom. Set your tripod up, put your phone on your tripod, and then what's the one you do it when it records it, but it goes real, real fast?
Yeah. To speed it up, speed up the video.
Yes. And it'll record it, but it'll be real long, but then it'll speed up the video. And then you
Mhm.
post it. Let people know exactly what you do. Because if they don't know, they can't patronize you. McDonald's, think about this. They don't need to make one commercial. Everybody knows who they are, but
Mhm.
they're still always advertising when we already know who they are. So, what you do, find your way to advertise. Look at your social media. And if you have to make another page, name it whatever company you're thinking about. This doesn't have to be permanent in the name of the owner company that you're gonna have until you 65. In business, things change. So if you're thinking about naming it Fresh and Clean Cleaning Service, bre- find a way or make a business page for your business. A lot of videos make it look like you're doing a lot of work. It might be videos and stuff done in the same house. But then when you look at it like this, let's just say I paid you to clean my house. And let's say my house was $150. I paid you to do a job and it was $150. You got in there and you did it. That's $150. But if I don't know that you did it, that you do it, but I need somebody to clean my house, you just lost $150 because nobody knew that you
Mhm.
did it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So put that out there. And that way you'll know if you actually really want to do it or not. You might get tired of cleaning toilets. You might get tired of doing it, but you gotta do it to know what the next step is. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So like Facebook Live is my friend. That is my friend. That is a free commercial. You make your business page. You set your page to public. Let anybody look at that page. Let anybody who want to see it dig through your page. Set it to public. Well,
Mhm.
make your name, set that page to public, and start posting videos. Make you a Gmail, basically the same name as your company, unless it's so long. But make you a Gmail. And then tell people on your video, in your caption, to email you for prices. Say, email me for prices and consultations or whatever you want to say it like that. Email me for info
Okay.
and put it out there. And when that page is public, anybody, one thing I don't do on my page, nothing is private. I need you to know. So if some nosy person in Germany want to dig through my page, dig through there. That's the best way for me to do it without having to charge anybody.
Mm.
And then go and get you a couple of shirts printed up. What I recommend with cleaning is white because when I first started, I was wearing black. And then you started cleaning tubs and toilets and sinks and using bleach. Now all your shirts got bleach marks all over 'em. But if you clean in white, it's like the people are gonna get dirty. It really doesn't get that dirty, and it doesn't have bleach all over it. And it has a white. When you think of white, you think of clean.
Yes.
But get you a couple of shirts made, even if that's for cleaning. But when you walking around town, be your own billboard so people know what you do.
Okay.
And don't be shy about talking about it. If you hear somebody say, hey, you know, my mom getting older, and I'm thinking about I just really need to get somebody to help her clean up, clean at the house. And I'm at work, so I don't really have the time. And you're like, hey, I have a cleaning service. Maybe I can come by there and look at your mom's house and see if I can help you all. Because the goal is provide a service for somebody's needs. Find a need, provide a service. You're in the service industry. You heard the lady say what they needed, and you provide the service. And there's nothing wrong with service. Most services, that's when people make their money.
Mm.
Almost everything people do is a service. Find a need, provide a service. You find somebody who needs something clean, provide it. It's much easier if you're your own walking billboard and you got a little shirt on. So when you go on Walmart, in your spare time you wear your stuff.
Yeah, because people pay attention.
They do. They do. So if I look at it like this, if I don't believe in me enough to advertise me, why should anybody hire me? I don't even believe in enough in me for me to walk around with my shirt on, for me to walk around with my hat, me to put my jacket on, for me to open my mouth when somebody says they need something. If I don't believe in me, why would I expect somebody else to advertise my business? Who gonna advertise if you don't? You think Checkers advertising McDonald's? McDonald's
No.
advertising McDonald's because they believe in they spot. And then you think about it, all that money they making them burgers nasty. But they advertise so good that people sitting over there buying them.
Yeah.
The drive-through wrap around the building because they advertise so good. Sometimes you can advertise so well that you may not even be the best, but your advertising gets them, which grows unless you get more experience to become better and better. You know what I mean? Because the main thing about business is marketing yourself.
Yes.
Marketing yourself. And I mean, you don't have to go so far as right now to get a logo. Just get somebody, put letters on that shirt and say, so cleaning services, so whatever it is, and put it on the shirt and put a phone number on there. Whatever you think of. And that could be the start of something. Like I started out cleaning. I started cleaning because I was like, I was just sick of working at corporate America. I was sick of Bank of America. That's where I was at. And I didn't want to go anywhere else. And I was done. And I spent a year trying to figure out what I could do to get out of there. And then I was dating this guy, and he used to work out of town. And so before he would come back to town, I would clean his house. And then one day he called me early in the morning on his way back. He said, "Baby, you clean my house so good. Why don't I start paying you?" Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm thinking, duh, I've been doing this for free. He never had to say, "Let me pay you." Had he not said that, it would have took a while for me to even realize that it was so natural to me that I didn't even think about getting paid for it because it was just a natural thing. So that's how I started cleaning. And I called him back. I said, "Hey, I could do that. Yeah, pay me." Da, da, da. He said, "When I get home, I'll get you a phone." Girl, that was 2016. I still had the same phone number. Broke up with him, but I ported over from AT&T to T-Mobile, but it's still the same number that's on our van and everything. It's just something that came naturally. And I didn't know that it was going to teach me the fundamentals of businesses and and being able to open other businesses.
So how many business do you have?
I have, and this is me and my brothers and sisters too, so it's four of us. We have
Okay.
Kitty's Custom Cleaning. We have Kitty's Custom Cuts, which is a lawn service. We have Kitty's Car Rentals, Kitty's Car Wash, Kitty's Vacation Rentals, Kitty Braids. My daughter does braids 2 to 17. Kitty Booth 360, Kitty's Laundry Service, Kitty's Mobile Bartending, and Kitty's Party Rentals. All of that from me
Yeah.
just saying, him saying, "How about I pay you?" Now it's a whole pot in between, big old crab pot with everything in it. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, but the fact is I started that at 40. You're 20. Imagine where you will be at 40.
Mm.
Just start. It doesn't even have to always be cleaning. It can morph into other things. Like now I don't clean much. Like I help with the Airbnb sometimes. And it's another thing. How I started with Airbnbs. We're a cleaning company, and people started hiring us to clean their Airbnbs. And then one day they had a QR code on the dresser saying scan this to you know to rent. So I scanned it with my phone. I was like, they making good money on this Airbnb. And I'm just cleaning it. So then someone offered an Airbnb mentorship. Me and my sister took the mentorship. They had the Airbnb and the car rental. They offered them both. I took one and she took another one. But because they were together and it was the same person, I paid for one, she paid for one. They let both of us take both of them. And
Mm.
that's how we got into it. So then we have the Airbnbs. And what Airbnb does is when you rent an Airbnb, let's say the stay is 500. They charge a separate cleaning fee. So your
Yeah.
cleaning fee might be 125.
Hmm.
So the people were giving me the cleaning fee and they were keeping the other fee. But once I got my own Airbnb, Kitty's Custom Cleaning cleans it, and we get the cleaning fee
And the Airbnb fee.
and the Airbnb fee.
Mm.
So you got two companies making money off one property, off of each property, because it's always a cleaning fee. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And Airbnb, the only thing about them is they're good if you don't have regular clients, like to clean other people's Airbnbs, because Airbnbs are unpredictable with their dates. Somebody
Mhm.
might check in today, check out on Thursday. Then the people don't have anybody for Friday, for Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. But then Thursday morning they get a booking for Thursday afternoon. But then you already have your regular clients. So you can't get in there and clean it between when the first people check out at 10 and the other people check in at 3. So they're really good if you only doing Airbnbs. You get what I'm saying? So what
Yes.
we do is I have regular clients and then I'll get the Airbnbs. Like me and my other sister. My sister Dion is the manager of cleaning. So she'll do the regular clients. And if it's no regular client and we get a booking, the team will do that. If they don't, we'll do it. So that's just
Okay.
now what you now what okay, let's start here. Cause I start just rambling. Not rambling, but just talking. I'm gonna take you in an order. So what you do, you go to sunbiz.org, and I want you to write these steps down. This is how you literally get your business started with the state of Florida. So you'll be official. And now just remember, Brianna, you don't have this don't have to be forever. But this what I'm going to give you is for any business that you do.
Okay.
And then you'll start realizing you can own a hair salon and not do hair as long as you know business. You hire other people to do the work. The fundamentals of business are all the same. So always remember this. Okay, number one, go to sunbiz.org,
Mm-hmm.
type in fictitious name.
Fictitious. You said
Fictitious. Well, let me see how you spell it. I gotta look it up. Type in fictitious name. You know what? Let's see here. I can screen share with you. Give me a second. Share. Okay. Look how I do this. Give me a second. Search. Let me see. Sunbiz.org. This sunbiz.org is the state of Florida. Oh, that's the
okay.
wrong thing here. Wrong thing. That's where all businesses are with the state of Florida. Hold on. Look at me. Screen share. Bam. Sunbiz.org. I don't know why they named it Sunbiz instead of like, I guess Sun for the Sunshine State Business. I don't know. But this is the Division of Corporations for the state of Florida.
Okay.
Okay, so what you do, you go to, I'm writing this down too. Number one, sunbiz.org. And then we're going to go in here. You see where it says start a business.
Yes.
All right, let me see. Well, I'm going to go at, hold on, give me a second. Give me a second. I hadn't done this in a minute. I went to search records. Okay, you know what? First, go to search records. It's search records. Because what you're going to do is this is going to take you to look up and see if it's any business in the state of Florida with the name that you want.
Okay.
So you go to search records and then you click on the easiest way, name. Type in, look, Kitty's Custom Cleaning. Boom. Can't name yourself Kitty's Custom Cleaning because it's already gone. So you type in any name that you're thinking. If the name does not come up, you can get it. If the name does come up and you really like it, try a variation of it. So you see how Kitty's Custom Cleaning is right here.
Yes.
That's me. Kitty's Custom Cuts right here. Now I'm gonna show you. Look over here. You see where it says active?
Yes.
That means they're active. Kitty's Dynasty is inactive, so you can probably get that one. So pay attention to these.
Okay, so if it's inactive, it might be a chance you can get that.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So, ooh, Kitty's Escort Club, inactive. So, so you look up that, and if it's inactive, you can probably get it. If it's not there, you can definitely get it. And this is for the
Okay.
whole state of Florida. So then let's go back. All right, where was that at? Let me go back one more time. All right, fictitious name. So how did I do that? Hold on. That's the fictitious name. Let me try to think of something that ain't there. That might not be there. How did I do this? Dog on good cleaning service. Dog on good. That name not there. I just typed in something that I thought probably wouldn't be there. I typed in dog on good cleaning service. It didn't come up. Dog on it, dog on it, dog on it, dog on it, Orlando, dog on it, but dog good, do good. Boom, it's not there. And let me see.
Okay.
I gotta remember how to do this.
Wait, go back up. So
Okay.
fictitious names, what does that what's that for?
Okay. You can, okay, you know what? I should have broke it down a little more. I'm sorry, I skipped a step. So what this did was the top one says search records. It says corporation, limited liability companies, limited partnerships, and trademarks. Kitty's Custom Cleaning is a limited liability company. It is an LLC.
Okay.
So I basically what I should have did is went to fictitious name first and not went here because I already knew that the name was gonna come up. So I should have went to fictitious names first. But if you want to, even if you want to see if it's somebody got it as a LLC, you can type it right here. But everything gonna come up if you just go to fictitious names.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I shouldn't have went here. I should have not showed you that part. Just that I added something I shouldn't have. So you go search records and then go to fictitious name. If the name is not there, that means you can get it. And then you have
Okay.
to register that name. That's what I'm trying to remember how to go in here and register that name. Give me 1 second. Once you register the name, it costs $50 to register the name with the state. It's yours. They'll send you a document and you can print it out. No, you can print it out or they can pull it up when you go down there. You go down to the court. No, it's not the courthouse. It's the tax collector that's across the street from the Florida Theater. Well, it's Cat Corner. Across the street is a parking garage, a parking lot. And then what they'll do is they're going to charge you another $50. But now you get that printout. You ever been to the nail shop and they had a little
Yes.
printout behind them? You get that
Yes.
printout. Now you're a business.
Okay.
So what you did was you registered the name with the state And then when you took that thing from the state, you took it to the city and you registered with the city. Now it's yours with the state and the city.
Okay.
The reason the city wants you to register it is because every year they're going to send you a tax bill. And it's like $50. That's their way of making money too. So the state made their 50. You're gonna have to pay the city they 50 up front. And then Duval County every year gonna send you a thing to renew it. $50. The state you only have to renew it like every 4 years. But
Okay.
back in 2016, 17, 18, the city didn't do that. You registered it with the city, you paid your $50, and you were done with it. About 2020, 2021, the city started realizing that they can make more money. And so now they charge you every year when they only charge you up front. But now that makes you a sole proprietor. One thing about a sole proprietor means is you and the business are one. When you're starting, that's what you want to do. At least you're registered. But when you and the business are one, that means if somebody sues the business, they sue you because
Okay.
y'all one. Your next step, once you get your money together and everything, is you want to take that sole proprietor and change it to a limited liability company.
So, okay.
And I'm trying to figure out how did I do this dang old thing. I did. So I'm just trying to, I have to dig through here to remember exactly where to register the name. And that's something, once you get to register your name, you can contact me back and we'll go through it.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm just giving you a corporate structure, a overview. But once you register that name, doing it through sunbiz.org again gets you registered with the state. Now nobody can come behind you and take your name.
Mhm.
Then
Okay.
you take it down to Duval County so you can get that paper. Dog, I don't have my paper. So you can get that paper and now you're registered with the city. That makes you a sole proprietor. Sole proprietor meaning that you and the business are one and the same. Meaning if they sue the business, they sue you. But it's not like you doing concrete work where it's gonna really be something come up. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like you
Okay.
building buildings and stuff like that. So what I suggest is get your fictitious name and get that done. So that way you can have your name. You know what I mean? And you'll be registered officially. Once you get going, you can contact a CPA or find somebody, a tax professional, that can do you an LLC. Now that takes you from being a sole proprietor to now you're you and your business is your business.
Okay.
When you become an LLC, you get this what they call an EIN number. A EIN number is basically a social security number for your business. That EIN number will eventually allow you to get credit under the business. The
Okay.
older the EIN number, the more you can, the more likely that you can get credit. You get what I'm
So
saying?
like a business credit.
Yes. Even though things are kind of hard right now, so they're not really issuing business credit. But one day the economy will go, the economy goes up and down, up and down. So it's like the sooner you can get that EIN number, the better. Because let's say the economy turns around in 5 years, your EIN will be 5 years old. But if your EIN is a baby, just like your social security number, they don't give credits to babies because they don't trust a baby. The baby don't know how to work the system and do all of that. So just like as you get older, you can get credit. That's how your business is the exact same way. As the business matures, you can get credit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's just steps that you would ideally want to take. Now, sidebar that. Do not work until you get all this stuff done. Work because they don't expect a startup out of the gate to come out with funds and everything to go ahead on and get this EIN and file with SunBiz and pay the 50 to SunBiz and pay the 50 to the city. Work your business.
Okay.
Advertise your business. Talk to people about your business. So don't wait on the paperwork to get the experience.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Get
Still
that
put
paper.
yourself out there.
Yeah, get the paperwork done so you eventually will have it, but don't. I did it from like the end of 2014 to hell to 2017 as a sole proprietor. I had to learn about this LLC stuff. I didn't even know. I didn't really know about the sole proprietor. Somebody told me about getting a fictitious name, so eventually I got the fictitious name. Then I went down to the city and got my little paper, and I was like, okay. But I was working the whole time. Then I took a mentorship, and what I do is when I'm cleaning, I use that as my learning time. So when I'm cleaning, or riding in my car, that's my education time. So I started listening to business books. And as I'm listening to the
Mm.
books, I'm learning all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, I need to go and do this. Also, that way I can separate myself. If right now I'm just a sole proprietor, but at least let me be a limited liability corporation so I can separate myself from the business.
Okay.
Then that also allows me to get credit as Nikita Watley under my social and to get credit as Kitty's Custom Cleaning under my EIN, which actually gets me to where I can have more income. I can have a Home Depot card, a more access to more resources. There we go. I'll say that. Not
Okay.
income, access to more resources. Because let's just say my credit good is Nikita Watley. And then now I just go to Home Depot and I try to get this card. And I got a Home Depot card here and I have a Home Depot card here. But let's just say somebody have a job and I don't have any money. But I got this card in my pocket. I can take this card and I can go to Home Depot and I can buy my supplies. And then I can use that card to get my supplies and I can go over here and make the money. Then I can take that money, pay Home Depot back their money, which
Mm.
essentially gives me better credit with Home Depot.
It builds over time. Okay.
Yes, yes. So now I'm not just relying on cash. Because you think about the big wigs, do you think that Shad Khan, even though he have all that money, he paying out of pocket for that Four Seasons hotel? No, he finances stuff. Jay-Z and Beyonce, they bought a house. They could have paid all cash for it, but then they found an investment opportunity. So they paid part cash for it and they got a mortgage on the rest and they invested their money. Because one thing about cash, once it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
Like buying a car cash. A car is a depreciating asset. Unless you buy a cash car, you know what I'm saying? Let's say it's a $3,000 car, you buy it like that. But if you go out and buy a $50,000 car for cash, now you
We
pay
just need a dealership. It's
them.
already.
So that means as soon as you left the dealership, it's worth 48,000. You just lost $2,000. But if you financed it or financed part of it and kept your cash wouldn't just be worth nothing. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So think about it like that. And it's the same way with your jobs. Sometimes you might not have the money to go out and get the supplies that you need, but you got that card. Now you have the option. You can have a card in your personal name and your business name. You can have a car in your personal name. You can have a car in your business. You can have not have a car in your personal, but it be in your business. So that's one of the
Mm-mm.
reasons you want to get that EIN. But that's one of the reasons that you want to get that business going.
Yes. Okay.
And
Okay, I'm
another,
learning a lot. I'm learning a lot. Okay.
yes, another fun fact, when you're an entrepreneur, you make your money, you spend your money, you hire a tax professional to try not to pay taxes on that money, to see how much you can write off.
Okay,
And,
so make
and,
your money, spend your money.
and then you try to figure out how not to pay taxes on your money. And you basically have a year and a half to do it because taxes are due April 15th. But if you file an extension, which is free, they're due October 15th. So from January of 2025 to October of 2026, you would not have paid a dime in taxes.
You say it's a free extension, so when?
Um, Taxes, what you can do, anybody can do this though. You can file an extension to October 15th.
Okay.
So you know how everybody like, oh, I'm trying to file my taxes. Most time they're trying to file them when they're getting a refund. As an
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneur, you're not getting a refund. So it's in your benefit to push that thing off as long as you can, because you're gonna probably have to pay something.
Okay.
But you made your money January 2025. You didn't pay taxes until October 2026. When you go to work, you make your money, they take their taxes out, and you live off the rest.
Yeah.
Who do you think is paying for food stamps and Medicaid and all that public assistance and WIC and all that stuff?
Taxpayers.
Them people who going to work.
Mm-hmm.
It can't come from you because you ain't paid in almost 2 years. You didn't, you didn't put in. You get what I'm saying? So from
Yes.
January of 2025, you're supposed to file your taxes April 2026, but you filed an extension to October 2026. You never gave the government a dime. So of course you didn't pay for it because you didn't give the government a dime. Then how you work that is once you get once you get your fictitious name and you file that thing with the state and the city, go and open you a business bank account. Take that thing and open up a business bank account. And then you run every single thing through your business.
What bank account would you, I mean, what bank would you,
Vistar.
start? Okay.
Vistar's good as business bank accounts. They don't charge too much. They open them up. The main thing is some banks will open up a business bank account with your sole proprietor, and some make you won't do it until you get the LLC. What Bank of
Mhm.
America did was I started with Bank of America. They let me
Okay.
open it up with my sole proprietor, but it still had my name on it. So it had Kitty's Custom Cleaning and Nikita Watley. Even with
Okay.
that, the ideal is because your taxes. Everything you make, you put in that bank account. Every dollar you spend on your business, you pull out you use that card. Everything you do. So if you go to Home Depot and you buy something, if you go to Walmart and you buy something, you do it all out your business bank account. This
Okay.
keeps you from having to keep a 9 million receipts because all the person doing your taxes has to do is log into your business bank account and pull your bank statements. And they'll take your bank statements and pull it through their QuickBooks and it'll run it all right there. Versus
Okay.
you trying to keep 12 months worth of receipts and sitting there, that's aggravating, inaccurate. time consuming, and nobody wants to do it. So you'll go
Yeah,
through hell trying to get your
unnecessary
taxes
stress.
done. Because
Yeah,
people are like, I know you ain't coming here with that shoebox. I know you ain't coming here with that shoebox. I can't do it. You're going to have to find somebody else. Because they got a bunch of clients. So if
yeah.
you run it through your bank account, one thing about a business bank account, you can always put cash in. You just can never don't take cash out. If you need cash, you take that money, you transfer it from your business account to your personal account. Then you take the cash out. You can swipe all day, you can write checks all day, you can cash out, PayPal, Zelle, all of that. It's just literally going to the bank and saying, I want to take out $400. Because what happens is the IRS cannot follow that. They can't follow track cash coming out. It's okay with cash coming in, especially being a cleaning service. We're a cash-based
Mhm.
business. You know what I mean? We can be a cash-based business. So money going in is fine, but taking cash out, don't do it because it can't be traced. They be say, what you took this $500 out for?
It
Well,
can't be accounted for.
exactly. And you don't want to throw up a red flag to the IRS.
Right.
So what you do is when you get that fictitious name, go to ViStar and see if they'll open it up.
Okay.
Then what's going to happen is once you get the LLC, they're going to go back to that same bank. They're going to make you close out the other account and then open up the new account. But the new account will just like mine just be Kitty's Custom Cleaning. Because
Okay.
literally they're two different types of businesses. And so the sole proprietor on levels is a level one. LLC is a level two. So they're gonna make you close out that level one. Because now you are actual, it's running off your bank account is linked to your EIN. When you're a sole
Okay.
proprietor, your bank account is linked to your social. So that's just something to think about. And then with that, you just make sure. And then once you open that business bank account, you can make a Cash App link to it. You can make a Zelle link to it. Five Star has business Zelle. So now
Okay.
you,
So you could,
oh,
so
go
you could
ahead.
still like have Zelle. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Some banks like Navy Federal, they only have personal Zelle. They don't have business Zelle. That's why I stopped using Navy Federal. But ViStar does have business Zelle. So now you can accept money business Zelle. You can accept money Cash App.
Yeah, sure.
Link it to it. And that money can come in. You know what I mean? And then one thing about too, let me show you something. I should have never got off of this. Share. I'm gonna do, let me Google. Uh um, what's that document called? Schedule C. This is what you'll file what this is what you'll file with your taxes as a business owner. A Schedule C. Schedule sheet C is gonna show you all your deductions. Let's see if I can make that big. How can it get bigger? Yeah, yeah. Let me go back. These are all the things you get to deduct. Almost everything as a business owner you get to deduct. So you don't have to be paying taxes on that stuff. Hold on. Schedule C. Let me do it. Hold on. Oh, got target. Let me go to IRS. Let's see. See if I can pull up a Schedule C. Search. All right, there we go. Profit or loss from business. This is the reason that you run everything through your bank account because this is the stuff you get to write off. When you write it off, that helps you not pay taxes. So when I said you make your money, you spend your money, this is the way you try to figure out, this is what helps you try to figure out not to pay taxes on your money. The other people make their money, the tax man take it right then, and then they live off the rest. You know, our president, kind of an idiot. But do you think he would ever let somebody touch his money before he touch his money?
No.
Me neither. I don't, now I realize what I was doing. And then like when you get a refund means that they took out way too much and they're just giving you back what you overpaid. And they don't give you interest on it. But when you owe them and you make a payment plan, they charge you interest. How fair is that?
Being set off.
That's why I don't pay. That's why I wait almost 2 years before I even go get my tax returns. And then I use this form, my CPA used this form so I could try not to pay as much as I can. Because when they overpay people, when people overpay them, you get this refund. You got a $5,000 refund. That's 5,000 overpayment. And they give you no interest on it. They just took your money, spent it, did whatever it is, made interest off of it, and then gave you back your overpayment. But if you owe them, they charge you interest every single month. Anyway, advertising. So let's just say you advertise somewhere. You get to write off your advertising. Car and truck expenses. You get to write off your gas, commission and fees, contract labor. Let's say you get somebody to, I'm gonna get into that too. Don't let me forget 1099. I'm pushing it on the side.
Contract. Okay.
So let you get somebody to help you. Let's just say I come and I help you. You get to write off your contract labor. When
Hmm.
you pay me via Cash App, check, Zelle, whatever, from that bank account. You get to write that off.
Hmm.
And some of it is 100, some of them 50%, some of them 20%. But fact is, when you run it through your bank account, you get to write off a lot of stuff. So if you paid me $50, you keep up all year long how much you paid me. And at the end of the year, you paid me $3,000. That goes in the contract labor. Now you had the CPA had to determine depletion and depreciation. That's like on a car. Employee
Oh,
benefits programs, insurance, like car insurance, insurance other than health, interest. If you had a mortgage on a property that was in your business name, legal and professional service. So the person doing your taxes, you get the right date, how much you paid them off.
well, you could have write a lot of stuff off.
And we just on 17. Office expenses, pencils, papers, pen, printers, computers, laptops, write up that stuff. If you took pension out and had your separate little pension, there you go. Your rent payments. If you was leasing a vehicle, if you was leasing, let's say you needed a wet dry vac. The money that you use to lease the wet dry vac. Let's say you need a floor scrubber. The money that you use to rent the floor scrubber, you get to write that off. Repairs and maintenance. So if your car break down and you go to AutoZone, if you go through Precision Tune to get your oil change, if you go to Sam's and you get tires on
You get to write off.
your regular job, you get to write nothing off. I
Mm-hmm.
had to drive to Bank of America, meaning I'm on Dunn Avenue, Bank of America on Southside Boulevard. I got to drive there every day. I got, I'm using up a whole bunch of oil changes. I need tires. I need gas. I can't write none of it off. Not damn bit of it. But now, every time you do something, bam,
Okay.
So you're getting paid to go back and forth and do all that stuff. You just pulling it through your business account. Supplies, bleach, degreaser, sponges, vacuum cleaners, taxes and licenses. You had to pay that $50, no, $50 to Sunbiz and $50 to the city.
Yeah.
Licenses, travel and meals. So your lunch that you bought for you and your crew,
Right
you
off. Okay.
wages, energy efficient buildings, and then they'll find other expenses. It's a lot you get to write off. That's why it's to your benefit to run everything through your business bank account. So that way, that tax professional can just log into your business bank account. They have a system where it'll pull all your 12-month information from the business account into their system, and it'll start. And then the stuff that it has questions on, often it had question on cash apps. Because let's just say somebody worked for me and I pay them cash app, but their
Mhm.
cash app is Sexy Black 2028. They'll be like, what's this to Sexy Black 2028? And I say, oh, that's Sharonda Black. I paid her via cash app. So now it goes over here to contract label. Cause cash apps, and then like on meals, you know how sometimes you paying at the food truck and the food truck name kind of odd. So what
Yeah.
they'll do is it'll pull everything, and the stuff that it can't make out, they'll ask you what it is.
Okay.
But now you see the difference between when I was driving all the way out there. Yes, I had to get new tires. Yes, I had to get oil changes. Yes, my car needed maintenance. I had to pay that out of my personal account. But now when you're driving around,
Tax write off.
bam,
Okay.
benefits of being an entrepreneur that I didn't know until I was in my 40s. You got it right here. So if you're doing something for your friend, you go to her house and she needs you to help organize the room or something. That gas you spent, let her pay you Zelle. Let her write you a check. Let her pay you cash out. Cash. Put that money in the bank. What you do is, if somebody give you $100, don't take that $100 and go to Home Depot and buy what you need. Put it in your bank account, then swipe your card. So now it's considered income, and then the Depot is considered an expense. Because if you take the $100 and you go to Home Depot, and then you use all $75 of it and you just deposited 25, you basically messed yourself out of $75.
Yep.
And you messed yourself out of the expense to write it off. Swipe, 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 swipe. You get what
Okay.
I'm saying? You
Yes,
can't say, well, I
ma'am.
went to Home Depot. You could have
What
went
a
to the
proof.
dope man. I don't know. I can't follow it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's go back here to when you grow or you get jobs. It might be too much for you to just do by yourself. You might need some help. So let's just say, what's one of your friends' name? Or cousin or
Font
somebody that might help you.
Fontaine.
What?
Fontaine.
Fontaine?
Yes.
Fontaine. I didn't have to say that. Fountain. Fontaine. Okay. Let's say you got this job and you need to clean this 3,000 square foot house. 3,000 square foot is just too much for one person. Because what happens is you do a good job, but you get tired. So
Yeah.
something is going to get missed. If I have a two-story house and I start at the bottom, by the time I get to the top, I'm a little fatigued, and I may not even know I'm fatigued. So the kitchen and the bathroom downstairs may be immaculate, but that master bedroom bathroom upstairs, I was a little fatigued. by the
Looking
time
a
I
little
got there.
iffy.
Yeah. And then sometimes you be in a house too long, you can't see it. So you think you did a good job. Like what I would do is any job that I do, let's say I clean a room, I get it done. I leave out, I do something else. I come back because often when you're in a room, you don't see it until you leave out. Like,
Yeah.
dang,
Like
I
your
missed it.
brain gotta, I don't know, read.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You done been in there too long. And you look up and you like, dog, I should have did the ceiling fan first. So the dirt can fall down top to bottom. Work a room from top to bottom. But you worked it from the middle, not even thinking about the ceiling fan because you was a little fatigued and the ceiling fan was on and it made you cool off. So because it was on, you was feeling better when you was dusting and making the bed. You're like, oh, it's a little cool. Not realizing it's blowing on you and you feel better. But when you cut that ceiling fan, all the dust bunnies everywhere. But that takes for you to leave out. But anyway, if it's two of y'all doing the house, now you can break the house up. So let's just say I'm just throwing a number for even numbers because I don't want to do all this odd math. Let's say you make $100. You give Fontaine 50. What you do is you pay Fontaine out your business bank account. Don't give him cash because you can't count it. If you gave him cash, is it girl or boy?
It's a boy.
Okay, if you gave him cash, I can't figure it out and I can't put it over here under contract labor. Cause you made 100 and then you gave him $50 in cash and then you deposited $50. So to me, all I can see is an income of 50. But if you deposit 100 and then you pay him a check, Cash App, or Zelle 50, now you get the income of the 100 and you get to write off the contract labor of 50. So every time you pay Fontaine, you keep up with it. You write the date, you write the amount, and then you keep a new total. So if you pay him $50 today, 121, I mean 120, $50 total, I pay him 50. You pay him $50 the morning, I mean tomorrow, 121, $50. I done total and paid him $100. And every time he works with you, you keep that total going. At the end of December, that's the amount that's going to go to contract labor. And what they're going to do is they can see it coming out your account, but they're going to ask you for the actual amount. Instead of you going back through your bank and your Cash App trying to figure it out, you already know the amount. That's the document. They're going to ask you for that amount because you're going to have to issue Fontaine a 1099. A 1099 is for contractors.
Mm-hmm.
W-2s you get when you work for somebody. They the same, but just a little different. W-2s mean they took all the taxes out of it. 1099 is what you issue somebody that's a contractor, and you're not paying taxes. They're responsible for taxes. So you as a cleaner, you 1099 your people. That's how you do it.
Okay.
So every time you pay that person, get you a notepad, a pad it. Get you a notepad and just have that pad for when you pay people. And you might pay somebody one time, but just keep up with it. And that's how you keep it up. You write Nikita Watley, I paid her January 20th, $50. Then you write Nikita Watley, on that same list, I paid her on January 21st, $50. So now I total it is $100 and just keep the total going. Now you got to add all that stuff back up. So by the end of December, you already got your total. Because you totaled it every time you paid me. And then you paid me out your business bank account. So now what happens is the amount you said you paid me matches your business bank account. The
Okay.
cash app to me. You get what
So
I'm
just
saying?
keep track every
Keep
time you
track
put. Okay.
with everybody. I don't care if it's one of your friends and they work with you one time. You might just have one entry for Tashelle. but you got it. Because under a certain amount, you don't have to do anything for them. But I don't care. You still keep up with everybody. If your mama help you, you write her name down and you keep up with her totals
Okay.
and pay them out that account. That makes life so much easier. And then, okay, what I do residential cleaning. So residential cleaning doesn't really require that you have general liability insurance. When you do general liability is just like car insurance. It's business, it's insurance on your business.
Okay.
If you get into commercial cleaning, they will require that you have general liability insurance.
So it's not.
And sometimes general liability is meaning that if you break something, your insurance covers it. With big corporation, doing big old buildings, you're liable to break something much bigger than breaking that vase at Miss Johnson house. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So commercial cleaning gonna require that you have general liability. Some of them actually require that you have this second step of bond insurance. General liability covers breaking things. Bond covers theft.
You said bond.
Bond, B-O-N-D.
Okay.
That's like theft insurance in case somebody steals something.
Okay.
You look up and Joseph over there and he done stole them people they grinder or something and you like, oh my God, I didn't know he was a criminal. You know what I mean? Not all criminals have a background yet. So that's with commercial policies.
Okay.
Just so you could kind of have a heads up on that right there. But the main thing, when you cleaning something, get your tripod and record it. Go live. You don't even have to talk. Let people know what you're doing. And I have a couple books that I'm going to recommend to you.
Okay.
The first book that I ever read about businesses was The Brand Called You.
The brand called
The
you.
Brand Called You.
Okay.
You are a brand. The author is Peter Montoya, Montoya. I listen to books on Audible, which is $15 a month, but you can download. I've been doing it so long, that's why I just still do it. You can download your library app.
Okay.
Look for that book. That book is all about branding and marketing because you have branding, you have marketing, and then you have sales. If you brand yourself well, it makes it easier to market and easier to sell. But it goes into like color patterns, people's thoughts. It's just a really good book. Like with me, I already kind of had my colors. I took a class at the Jacksonville Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
And I kind of already had my colors that I was thinking because I just like pink. And then it took me through color schemes. Like if you notice a lot of restaurants, sometimes they be red and different things like that and yellow, but that kind of makes you hungry. You
Yeah.
never really see a restaurant that's pea green bad blue because it just kind of turns you off. But my colors are white, pink, well, white, fuchsia, and black. I found out through this book. White is clean. When people see white, they think of clean. When see people see black, they think of luxury. Like most limousines are black.
Yeah.
Black tie gala, the Oscars, black. That's luxury, high class. Pink. Pink is a form of red. Red is eye-catching. So it's like a clean, luxurious, eye-catching cleaning company. So it takes you through things like that. as far as your branding. It helps you think about branding yourself and how you will and what you do. That's just a really good book. Now,
Okay.
I ain't telling you it ain't entertaining. It ain't like it's gonna make you laugh and you really listen to this book because you want the information. It ain't one of them where you finna be bubbling over laughing or nothing, and it's just gonna keep you entertained. What's entertaining to me is when I start getting some knowledge and I'm like, oh, that's entertainment to me. That book is not, it ain't one of those books you gonna just sit down and you do better if you're working. Because if you're sitting down by yourself, you probably doze off. So listen to
Okay.
it while you're working. Okay. What was that other book? Oh, this book right here, number two, The Power of Broke by Damon Johns. Damon Johns is that black guy that's on Shark Tank. This book goes through stories of big old companies that you know right now on how they started and how they messed up and how how you thinking that it started as this big old thing and they did not. And then it goes through all these different stories and you're like, what? Like the guy from Under Armour. He had done got his money, you know, he came up with this whole brand, da, 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 da. And then he was running low on money, girl. He in New York. He called himself gonna go gamble and try to double his money. Girl, he lost his money. He couldn't even get cross, couldn't even get toll booth across the bridge. But it's telling you stuff that you just didn't know. But it's basically explaining that there's power in not having money. Because what happens is, like he explains in this book, he gives an example of you a cupcake company. You had all these resources. So you got this big old storefront. It's so pretty. You made it really nice. You can put all these cupcakes in it because you had the money. But you didn't redo the research and realize it's a health conscious neighborhood with a lot of vegans, with a lot of people who don't really eat cupcakes. But because you had the money, you didn't think to stop to do the research to see, will this work here or am I using my resources unwisely? When you don't have the money, you really stop and think about every single thing. You're
You do your
strategic.
research.
Exactly.
You ain't got no money to waste. You can't be.
Exactly. You don't have no money to waste. So it's going through that there's power in being broke and helping you realize that power. 'Cause sometimes we think we ain't got no money, man. I can't. Like how I just said, okay, you don't really have the money, but you had that little credit card. Since you had that little credit card, you really use your supplies wisely. You getting concentrated bleach, baby. I use concentrated bleach. So that way I can put it in a bottle, put more water in it, and that gallon go much further. I use concentrated degreaser, simple green, purple, one of them. Cause then I can put my spray bottle and I can put this much in there and fill the rest up with water. I can
Okay.
buy clean a whole house with bleach, degreaser, and cleaning vinegar if I needed to, and some green scrubbers, couple rags, maybe some paper towels. I can buy get anything done with just them little bit of supplies because degreaser clean anything. Degreaser is like awesome,
Yeah.
but awesome. What you buy is that's it. It ain't concentrated. But if you go to Lowe's or somewhere and you get you some simple that purple degreaser, that industrial purple, or some simple green that's concentrated. So that big old thing, you pour it in your spray bottles. Now you here and the rest water. If you clean it somewhere real nasty, you just make it a little more concentrated. So now that big old thing done took you a long way. You try to find concentrated bleach. You put the concentrated bleach in the bottle, fill the rest up with water. If you use regular bleach, You spray and spray and spray, it's gone. But a concentrated gallon of bleach take you much further. Cleaning vinegar, that clean glass, that clean stainless steel, that clean windows. You know what I mean? You can make some stuff happen with some bleach, degreaser, and cleaning vinegar. I like stainless steel cleaner. But if I got to make it happen, I'll spray some cleaning vinegar on that thing and I just wipe it nice. Get me a microfiber rag, go with the grain, and I can make it happen. You get what I'm saying? I can make
Yes.
it happen. But the power of broke is what taught me that. Degreaser clean floors. If you gotta buy a dishwashing liquid, it say you can't get no degreaser. Or you buy dishwashing liquid. Use Dawn. Dawn is the best one. A drop of Dawn goes so goddamn on far that if you need to buy dishwashing liquid, even for your house, the other one's cheaper, but Dawn go much further. Like we've been using Dawn for the longest. And my boyfriend bought something else from somebody else off the corner that he knew, and I'm just pumping. I said, this is not a Dawn. But you can use degreaser to clean floors. You can use Dawn to clean floors. Degreaser, hot water, microfiber mop. The reason I like the microfiber mops is because I like it's a green mop and the bottom you can pop off the mop head and you can wash them. Can't remember the
Okay.
name of them. You get that one so that you can pop it off and you can put it in the washing machine. It goes further and it's got let me because I'm using my hands. Hold on. It's got the thing on it where you can wring the mop out, where you can push it down and wring it so you ain't got to be putting your hand in that water. You ain't got to touch it or nothing. And you can wring it out. Mop. That job is over. Pop that thing off. We put them in like a bag, a dirty mop head bag. Move on to another house with a clean mop head. Then you go home or to a laundromat, depending on how bad you did. If it's bad, you just go to the laundromat and wash their mop heads. So now you ain't got to be putting your hand in there and touching all that stuff or getting, one germ to somebody else's house. The same mop, different mop head. In Home Depot, the mops are green and the mop heads are orange and white. I love those. I've been using them for the beginning.
Okay.
But that's how you can, the power of broke. Maybe say, hey, I don't have money to be wasting. I got to figure out how I'm going to do what I'm going to do and make this thing happen with what I have. Like we don't really, first of all, I can't stand Fabuloso. To me, it's just stink. And I don't like to leave smells in people's houses. So that's why I
Okay.
use a lot of degreaser and bleach. Because everybody don't like the same smell. So what I rather
Right.
do is clean with stuff that doesn't really have a smell, except bleach, it does. It smells. A lot of people
Yeah.
like that. And then I'll take some of their spray. Because now I know what they like because they spray was sitting on the back of the toilet. Versus I'm going
Okay.
to somebody's house and using Fabuloso. Fabuloso don't cool clean like that anyway. But degreaser cleans. Dawn, if you had to, cleans. Hot water, mop them floors good. Take that same degreaser you doing baseboard, spray it on the baseboard, wipe down the baseboard. Huh? Depending on how bad they are, if they not that bad, spray it on the baseboard, take the mop, hit the baseboard. Take that bleach and that degreaser. Well, I usually, if I like they have white doors, I'll take a spray with degreaser and I'll clean it. And then depending on it, I'll spray some bleach behind it to try to see if I can get it the white back brighter. If it ain't that bright, because some of them they be don't want their doors down. But anyway, but Power Broke, Damon Johns. Now this book, The Starbucks Experience, that's the third one. That book is about customer service. It's a huge lesson on customer service. That's why Starbucks is one of the best ones, but it goes through how they came about doing it, ins and outs and ups and downs. And then that one is by Joseph. I'm gonna spell his last name. Michellii.
Okay.
So now you have one about branding, you have one about spending your resources,
Mhm.
and you have a great one about customer service.
Okay. Thank you.
Like Starbucks, you know how they had a little sleeve around the cup and everybody make it feel all slick?
Yes.
How they came about that sleeve was the coffee was so hot and the cup was thin, they was giving everybody 2 cups. They had known about 2 cup themselves in the bankruptcy. The sleeve came about because an employee said, let's just do this for right now while they were trying to figure out how to make thicker cups. And then they realized that people really like the sleeve. So now they just save their money on the research of the thicker cups and just paid for these little brown little sleeves to go around the cups. So it's about customer service, but that's a power of broke right there too. You was about going into bankrupt because you giving everybody 2 cups because the coffee was hot. What? You have what? I told your mom to have you write down some questions.
Yeah, I have some questions.
All right, let's go.
Um, how do you go about pricing?
Woo. Okay, you can go to my page and look at my pricing. I do mine by the square footage. And I had to play with all of that. Like right now, I'm in the middle of actually increasing my pricing. But go to kittiescustomcleaning.com and you click on view our prices. I
Okay.
had that was a I couldn't come up with pricing either. And for one point I was trying to do it about an hour, jipping myself. Then I'm coming up. I mean, I done changed prices a couple of times because the economy done changed. But you can go on there. I do it by the square footage. And then if you read the pricing, look at the disclaimers. I put disclaimers on there too that this is an estimated price because me and you might have the same house, but I might live much harder than you live. So
Okay.
if I say this house is $200 estimated, but then I get there, it's a husband, a wife, 4 kids, 2 German shepherds, and a cat. Same house, I go to you. It's just you, no pets. How you live and how they live ain't gonna be the same. It's not gonna be the same pricing. So you have
Okay.
to put your disclaimers out there. Because some people gonna want to hold you to it, and you like, no. And then what you do is you charge your worth.
Absolutely.
Don't go and some people gonna be like, well, I ain't got, but then clean your own damn house. I don't say that, but I'm just saying. Charge your worth. And when you say your prices, be quiet. Don't like I just saying, oh, for that house, our price is 350.
Okay.
You saw how I got quiet. I didn't try to justify nothing. I didn't anticipate if they gonna talk. I didn't nothing. You charge your worth. Some people gonna say yeah. Some people, oh, that's expensive. I'm not. And you say, oh, okay, I completely understand, and you
Right.
move on
Is your
because
price
they
is your
trying to get.
price.
Yeah, you not finna go to Chick-fil-A and negotiate that chicken sandwich. It's not gonna happen. You either get the chicken sandwich or you go over to the McDonald's and get the dollar menu. But they not gonna recommend nothing. They just gonna say, okay, have a nice day. That's one of the main lessons. And also, do not deal with customers that make you feel uncomfortable. If you feel like they on you, or they nitpicking you, or you hate to go to Miss Johnson house, drop her.
Okay.
One good thing you have now is you have Chat GPT. Go to Chat GPT, type you in something, tell it to recommend it. You send her a letter on why you're not going to do her anymore.
Okay.
Because it's going to happen. You're like, God, I hate going over here. But when you was working, you had to deal with everybody that you had to deal with. It didn't matter. But this your job. This your company. You the CEO, you run your stuff. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And that's with anything. I don't care if you're working at Popeyes right now and they dogging the heck out of you. You go and you have a good little talk with your manager on what's going on, just so they'll know what's going on. They may address it, they may not, they may make you feel better, but open your mouth. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Um, you answered a lot of my questions. I'm trying to see. Um,
Now, one thing I'm going to let you know, entrepreneurship is one of the biggest self-development things you will ever do because you're going to have to develop into the person that's can deal with that disgruntled customer. And then when they're disgruntled, you're gonna have to listen to it, even though I used to take it personal because I was just like, oh, but then I'll be like, okay, God, what's my lesson? And there's lessons in there because it often was time where I could have did something a little different. I could have used a different product. And I'm like, dang, okay, now I know what I know. I should have used this product or I should have cleaned it this way instead of doing it that way. That's why I left the residue. Oh, you know what I
the
mean?
products. Yeah, about the products that you use. I know you said like the vinegar and stuff, but do any like certain products that you only use for certain jobs, or you just the same for everything?
I mean, if I'm cleaning marble floors, I'll go look for a marble floor cleaner.
Okay.
But I mean, that's very rare that you're cleaning marble floors. And then one thing about even a drop of Dawn, they can clean marble floors. Don't put no Fabuloso on people's stuff.
Yeah.
But a drop of Dawn can do a lot. You get what I'm saying? So often what I'll do is customers who may have really nice floors, ask them what do they use and then
Okay.
use that. So that way, if it doesn't work, they the one told you. You know what I'm saying? If you see something kind of odd and you're like, so what do you all use on these floors? These are really nice. Oh, you know what? I use this right here. You can use it if you need to. Bam. That just saved you products. And if it didn't work, it was their product.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean oven cleaner. Like if you clean the oven, yes, oven cleaner,
Yeah. Yeah.
oven cleaner. But that's the main thing. And then like, pull out the oven. So pull the oven out from the wall, go back there, clean the sides, clean the back, sweep the floor, mop the floor. If you can pull out the refrigerator, pull it out, get on up under there, you know what I mean? Unless it's just super heavy or something, okay, you can't. But if you can clean, if it's some way you can pull the refrigerator out and people see you to pull the refrigerator out, baby, they think you cleaning now. If you in
Mm-hmm.
the kitchen and they see you pull that oven out, oh, she know what she doing.
Yeah.
Now you be like, over here working. See, I'm trying to think.
Like you literally answer everything about the LLC, the insurance. You answer the pricing, the products. You pretty much answered everything.
Okay. Well, you went to school.
For high school,
Yeah.
I went to Ed White.
Ed White. Okay. I don't know nobody graduated there. Well, sure, I'm learning about it in 2024. But I'm just, I just want to put that bug in your ear about that. Think about it. Just think about it. Baby, give somewhere like EWC a try.
Oh, I'm thinking about it.
Give BCU a try. Give FAMU a try. These 20s ain't coming back. You young. You don't have any kids. Transfer them credits that you already have. Just try it. give you a, you know what I mean, the experience. I think it's an
Okay.
experience that if you have the opportunity, like if I had somebody to say this to me, I'd be like, damn, you know what, you're right. Because once it's gone, you can always go back to school, but you'll never be 20 again. You know what I mean? And then had I known what I known, shoot, I'd have been at E-Dub and I'd have been cleaning people places. Especially when they moving out them dorms. I live in Jacksonville. People, parents be like, I'm like, you know what? I live here. I can clean the dorm out when y'all move out. Da da da. People, parents pay clean little stuff so they can get on up out of there. You know a friend who got some manpower? People pay to help move that stuff down the steps and elevators. Had I thought about that, I would have said, "Hey, Deidre, shoot, I might need to go over there now when they moving out and just help people move and clean." But that's something you and Fontaine can do. Just think, that's all. All you do now, what I want you to do is always be looking, always looking and see, is there some need out there that maybe I can provide? Keep your eye out. You'll be surprised. It's so many needs out there and you could just help. You're like, oh, and I made money off of that, and I would have kind of probably helped them a little bit anyway. Or if it's something you could do, you know what I mean? Just start open, being conscious of that. If it's something out there, like taking down braids. How many people, they just don't feel like taking down braids?
I sure don't be feeling like taking out no breaks.
That's a
But
service.
that's yeah, that's the service.
You sitting right there talking to the people, eating your snacks and taking down braids. And what you make is what you make. You get it, you make your money, you spend your money. And because you're a new business, they're not expecting you to open that business bank account and stuff right now. So just get out there and just do what you got to do. And then eventually follow that pattern of the sole proprietor and the LLC and all of that stuff. But for right now, they're expecting you to explore. They're expecting you to get that cash and put it in your bank account or get that cash and invest it in your business. You know what I mean?
So hold off on like the business cards, the website and everything until I'm fully established into LLC.
No, you can do
Or
it.
I could do it now.
You can do it now if you wanted to.
Okay.
I would just mainly, before I print out my business card, at least get a fictitious name because you don't want to have a name that somebody already
Yeah.
got. Now your cards are no good.
Yeah,
And I'm going to
okay.
text you who I use to print out my business cards. He's right on
Okay.
A Field of Randolph. He's very, very reasonable. He had a quick turnaround time, like 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
Yeah. But he does my business cards, flyers, all kind of stuff. But you know, I mean, the main thing is just get on out there and just start and explore and live your life too. Don't get consumed if you don't have to with all of this extras because you're 20. So live your life and now you know where you're going. You know, you got a little inkling, something, you know, got some knowledge dropped on you that helps you see the opportunities better. You know what I mean? And then once you get the opportunities, you know what you need to, you know how to do the business part. Just get on out there and do it. Start, get you a Facebook page. Once you get your name together, get you a Facebook page. Even make it a business page. And then send it out. Even if you do right now, start posting on your personal page what you're doing. If you clean up on your personal page. If you're taking braids out, sit up there on your personal page and show that you're doing stuff. And then open that page up to public so everybody can see it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then accept people. Some people like, I don't know her. I don't know. Girl, I can't advertise to people I already know. The people who I already know don't buy nothing from me. Nothing. I can't hardly tell you nobody that's like in my circle that go and get their car clean, I clean their house. My money is made from strangers. Nobody in my family getting their house clean or going to the car wash or renting cars or getting the Airbnb. Not nobody. So I can't make my money off them people. I got to make my money off people who don't know me. And that's how
And
you
what?
look at it.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead on.
What about your group, the Rising CEO? What's the?
I'm in the middle of starting that back up. What I was doing is I went on hiatus because I wanted to revamp it. But Rising
Okay.
CEO, I'm so glad you brought it up. I'm like, I need to go on and get on that. I actually posted today. Actually, before I was waiting on you, I was sitting up here and I posted in my story about Rising CEO. It's a mentorship where weekly on Thursdays we would get on a Zoom call and we would have a group Zoom sessions, and I would actually do lessons. Like I have the book right here. I would actually do lessons and we would talk, and then everybody on there is either starting out. I only did people who were start aspiring or current or aspiring entrepreneurs. Startup or aspiring. That's all I did. Startups. That was my concentration. Most people who are in business for 5 years or less. And we would do lessons. I would actually go through and we would sit down and I have a book for them to read. And be the book of the month. And we'll come back and we'll talk about the book. We'll talk about lessons. We'll talk about things like right here. Here's one right here. Well, I was talking about Kevin Hart, the decision. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Like I will go over right here. 10 habits to start doing immediately. And these are things just to help you out. Like one of them is, I'm just going to go through them. Take action immediately. Take action immediately. Start working on your business, telling people, update your page, that kind of stuff. Visualize your plan working. Like imagine this thing working out. Keep your mind focused on the outcome, what you want from it. Exercise daily, stuff like that. Hold on, what real lesson? Not that that's not a real lesson. I'm sorry. But I got so much stuff in this thing. These mentorships. CEO lesson plan. Oh shoot, I got so much stuff. Seven-figure conversations. Like this is one. Seven-figure conversations. Seven elements to seven-figure conversations. We will talk about like one of them is the environment. Successful people don't spend their time talking about what they don't like. You ever sit around some people, I don't like this and I don't like that and I don't like that and this and that. Are they
Yeah.
successful people?
No.
Never. Complainers never successful. People who telling you what they don't like. What do you like? That's like one of them. Start talking about the environment of my CEO's mentorship. What does my company look like? It's a whole bunch to that little lesson. But like one of them was environment. Successful people don't spend time talking about what they don't like. And it's more into that. I'm just going over kind of quickly. Like exposure. The more people you help get what they want, the more you get what you want. Remember I
Hmm.
said find a need, provide a service. You
Yes.
help them. Now they help you get what you want, which is your money, which
Hmm.
is your time freedom, which means that let's just say you working for yourself and you want to go to Jamaica next month. You just clear your schedule. You don't have to ask nobody. Tom already off, so I can't even get off. So the more people you help, when you look at it like that, the more people you help, the more you get what you want. And think about it, that's just God law anyway. The more of
Yes.
service you are to people, the more he provides for you. That's just God law. You know what I mean? It's just law. The next one is scale. Listen to others. How do we get to the next level? Even in time off, we talk business and scale. I do that. I'll be on my time off and I'll notice I'll be talking about business. But I'm not like going in on it like that. It's just I'm kind of sitting around talking to my sister and let's just say we just left the DR. But we still had to do some, a little business and we sitting there talking. But we in the pool with a drink. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And another one is like habits. Start talking to people about my habits and their habits. Ask them about ways you admire them and their habits. So, like if you see somebody and you kind of admire them, talk to them about what they do, how they do what they do. It's about habits. You know what I mean? Things like that. So that's the kind of stuff we do. Mindset, ideas, and solutions. And then I give like assignment, things like that. So I took a hiatus because I was revamping it, but I really am. And my goal is in May to start it up again,
Okay.
Rising CEO. And it was $97 a month, and we did them on Thursdays.
Okay.
I did them every Thursday, but I think what I might do this time is bi-weekly, twice a month, not to overwhelm.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was $97 a month, and it's just basically imagine you on here and four more people. I'm just saying four other people. And the questions they have, the thoughts that they have, how that can help you. Because you're like, oh, I didn't think of that. Yeah, how is that? Or how they come up with a solution to an issue. You know what I mean? You get to pick other people's brain, and it's good to be around like-minded people. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, you're not really just sitting around entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs. And you don't get to have those conversations that they have. Be privy to listening to the conversations. Because, like, sometimes me and my sisters will just be talking. Other people like, wow, I didn't even think of all that. Y'all just, you know what I mean? But you're just used to it. You know what I mean? But you got any more questions? Thoughts?
Um, Not that I can think of.
And what I'll do is I'm going to keep you on my list. So I'm revamping, I'm reamping now my Rising CEO Academy because that's where I really like it because I like the mentorship and I like to talk to people because I like to learn from them too. So look, my battery's starting to run low on my phone on my laptop. So if that's it, it was a pleasure.
Well, thank you. I learned a
Oh,
lot. You broke
you
everything down. Yeah, I learned a lot.
cool. You pass that on. You know what I mean? Pass that on. And let everybody know if they need one, I'll do it with them. And now I know your mom said she had someone that was talking about credit.